Welcome everyone to episode 7. This episode is dedicated to my mother. We are drawing one of her favorite Disney cartoons, the girl from Once Upon a Wintertime. We're going to start with several guidelines and shape placements, so draw a circle about the size of a ping pong ball. You're going to draw a horizontal line in the bottom fourth of that circle and slant it towards the right bottom of the page. The circle in half with a slanted vertical line placed closer to the right-hand side of the circle. She is tilting her head. Now draw a small oval that stops where her circle stops, but is about 3/4 the width. This is her torso placement. Keep it very light. On the left-hand side of her torso, you're going to draw a small circle that connects at the base of her torso. Then, on her right, draw a slanted, wide oval that overlaps her torso. We have one last guideline. We are drawing a curved line from the bottom of our circle, wrapping it around her head in a cone shape, and then connecting it back to the top of her head. This is for her bonnet. It's important to keep these lines very light because they are general placement guidelines and we will follow most of them, but some of them will get ignored for proportion's sake. Okay, let's start with her face. Draw a short, straight line from her circle to the horizontal guideline. Curve this line out in a cute, rounded cheek, then pull this line underneath our circle into the center guideline. We'll continue this line straight to the side of our circle at a slight diagonal. You're going to stop a little before where the circle meets the top of her torso. Now, we're going to do something a little strange. We're going to draw an almost perfectly straight line from this point up to our horizontal guideline. Darken your lines. From that straight line, we are going to make a heart shape at the top of her head. So we pull the line up and make a small curve about halfway between the top of the circle and the horizontal guideline. Then give her a little widow's peak by pulling this line down and then back up to finish out her face. We curve this line all the way up to the top of our circle for her bangs. This is very similar to Cinderella, Katrina, and other early Disney heroines. Now pull a short straight line that stops a little after our vertical guideline. Let's build her bonnet. Finish her face by connecting the side of her heart to the top of her head. Starting at the side of her heart face, we are going to make an oval shape that peaks at the top of our circle and then is pulled all the way behind her cheek. Trace it out and then darken it when your bonnet is as large as you want it to be. We draw a short straight line from her cheek and another one from the top of her circle. They should stop at the same place. Connect them with a curved line. Add a ribbon to her bonnet by drawing a diagonal line across the back of it. She has gorgeous ringlets. We start by outlining a small circle that starts halfway up her bonnet and ends at the bottom of it. Simply overlap curved lines following the curvature of your placement circle. Her bonnet is tied with a bow at the base of her chin, so we draw half of a butterfly wing by her right cheek. Stop it where her torso line begins. Her arms are bent, so we draw her elbow by making a large tilted oval. Finish your elbow with a small dramatic curve. Ready for a surprise? The reason why I chose this particular girl for this episode is because we don't have to draw her hands. You're welcome. Her hands are almost always tucked into a muff. Finish her arm by following her hand curve and adding a little triangle for the crook of her arm. A little curved line shows where her hand is in the muff. Add a little cuff for her sleeve by drawing 2 parallel lines by her wrist. The muff is a large, fluffy, square shape, so draw a somewhat rounded square around her hand and arms. It should cover most of her torso and stop just below her face and touch her ringlets. Finish her bow by adding 2 curved lines above the muff to show where the center of the bow is. Then we're going to add another butterfly wing to the left side of her face, between her ringlets and her muff. Her left arm mimics her right, so we draw a curved line down from the muff and curve it back up for her elbow. You're roughly going to follow your placement circle. Add a little line to show her bent arm and a cuff for her sleeve by adding 2 parallel lines by her wrist. Shade her bonnet, ribbon, bow, and cuffs. Now for the hard part, her face. Take a deep breath, you've got this. We start with her eyes. Her right eye will be slightly smaller since she is tilting her head, so draw a small, light circle between the side of her face and the vertical guideline. The horizontal line is about halfway between the circle. Draw a slightly larger circle in the middle of the left side of her face, with the horizontal guideline also cutting through it. Now, her eyes are like the shape of a nut, so for her right eye, we draw a dark half circle on top, then a dark half circle on the bottom. Same thing on the other side. She has heavy lids, so following your horizontal guideline, draw a slightly curved line through her eye, giving her a tiny eyelash towards the right side of both eyes. Darken a circle for her pupil and shade her eyelid. You're going to do the same thing on the right eye. Draw a beautifully arched eyebrow between her bonnet and her left eye. Her right eyebrow is covered by the bonnet, but I like to put a little line so we have Now for her lips. Keep everything nice and light and have an eraser handy. We draw a straight line through our vertical guideline. She has a very full bottom lip, so draw a nice curved line that extends the width of your straight line and almost touches the bottom of her cheek. Her top lip is smaller and has a little bow, so we draw 1 hill, 2 hill for her upper lip. The valley of our hills is where the vertical guideline is. Shade everything a nice pink. The light shifted as I was filming this, so it's about to get a little dark. I apologize for that. But here is our drawing. She is beautiful. Thank you to my parents for showing me all of these incredible old Disney cartoons. If you haven't seen it yet or you haven't seen it in a while, please go watch Once Upon a Wintertime. Don't forget to sign your name, like, subscribe, and I wish you days filled with ice skating and sleigh rides. Thanks, everyone.